Fancy lad.
Fancy lad.
Fancy lad.
Podcast fancy lad.
Fancy
Podcast. Gonna talk to my friends. Gonna share a
Fancy
thought.
lad.
Gonna have a laugh. That's what I
Fancy
thought.
lad.
Fancy lad. The
Fancy
Fancy
lad.
Podcast. Fancy lad. Fancy lad
Fancy
podcast. Yeah.
And we are back. Oh, my goodness. We are back.
Oh, God. I love hearing it every time.
Mm-hmm. Every single time, it's nice to hear. And it's true.
And it's true. And it's, you know, I'm so glad that this is, you know, there's been a shorter interval between the last time that I had to say we are back. Because, you know, I save it just for the podcast.
I know. I mean, we don't even talk unless we're on the podcast.
I know.
Which has made the van rides pretty awkward. But, you know, got to save it for the content.
And I started that band called Back.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little weird when we play shows. And I can't even say like, hey, how's it going? Yeah, we're back. Because I'm not.
You weren't
I can't say
here
it.
before.
I can't say it. I'm like, I got to save it for the podcast.
Contractually obligated. Some people don't understand what that's actually like.
Mm-hmm. They don't know what it's like being in the bind of a contract.
Mm-mm. Or any kind of binds.
No.
They should try some out at least.
Yeah.
If they want.
What kind are you thinking?
Snowboard.
Those are some good bindings.
Mm-hmm.
You know? I'm always on the hunt for a good binding.
Or maybe like a French Basque.
French Basque?
Mm-hmm. But anyhow,
Yes.
what have you been up to?
Oh, God. You know, it's been a wild ride to stardom.
Starbucks?
Yeah. It's been a wild ride to Starbucks.
Which one? Which one did you go to? The one on Tremont or the one on Boylston or the one on Newbury?
I go to the one in Brookline, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Which one in Brookline? The one right near Coolidge or the one a little bit further down from Coolidge?
One right near Coolidge.
Okay, I was going to say, or it could be the one a little bit further up.
Because I love to go to GameStop.
Dude, how is that GameStop?
It's right next to GameStop. It's fantastic.
You just go in, check in on the stocks?
I go,
You guys got any good stocks for sale right now?
That's what I want to know.
Mm-hmm.
I like to see how they've been doing ever since the stocks have been fucking skyrocketing.
Now, I only have a Nintendo Switch. Will these stocks work with that?
Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
That's actually a fun fact. That's where I used to go for my used iPods.
Oh, really? That one?
Mm-hmm.
That GameStop?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
They haven't had them in about 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
But I figured since their stock has been rising, skyrocketing, they got to get the first-gen iPod back eventually.
Gotta be getting it back.
If
They have all that cash. What are you going to spend it on besides first-gen iPods?
That's what I'm saying. And there's just something about the first-gen iPod that I just love hearing the click of that dial as you roll through it. You know?
Oh, baby. Ka-dunk. Ka-dunk.
Yeah, that's
Ka-dunk.
for anyone who's had a first-gen iPod, you know that's what it sounds like.
Mm-hmm. And then,
Good doink.
Ka-doink.
Good doink.
And then the play button is Skadoish.
Skadoish.
Right. And then pause is pause.
Mm-hmm. Fucker. And it's weird that they went with that.
And also, the amount of time that they waited to say fucker,
Yeah.
also weird because people were like, oh, okay, well, this one's no. What the fuck?
Fucking shit, they got me.
How did they know?
They're like,
How did they know?
Who developed this sound effect for the iPod? Was it Ashton Kutcher?
God, developers developing.
I know. And you know what I love about iPods?
Mm-hmm.
The music.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Absolutely. The music, that's the best part about the iPod.
It's, well, actually, Matt might argue with you
Why?
because he brings his iPod. See, he's my flight companion.
Oh, right.
Matt Thomas, Pro Skater Matt Tomasello.
Right.
And when I'm trying to listen to my tasty jams while the flight's taking off, do you know what he's doing?
Jerking it?
No, he's playing solitaire on his iPod.
Oh, Solitaire is good on the iPod, too. I used to play Brick Breaker a lot. That was really good with the click wheel, you know, because you're just like, just sliding back and forth,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. I'm not going to say that solitaire is the greatest thing about the iPod. I'm going to stick with the music. Call me crazy.
Right.
But I'm saying it's up for debate.
Because with an iPod, it's like, what is it, like 10,000 songs in your pocket? But solitaire. You can't have more than 52 cards.
No.
No matter what.
No matter what. Well, you can maybe you could have a joker in there.
You could throw a joker or two. Maybe 4. You
might
put all 4 in
You
there.
might have a joker, yeah.
You can put all 4 in there.
Yeah. Which,
I would advise against it.
I mean, I know that we're huge Joker fans.
Oh, I thought you were going to say we're huge jokers.
Well, see,
some people would say
you're
that.
more of a toker.
Mhm.
I don't know what time you toke. I don't know if it's at midnight.
I mean, not usually up at midnight exactly. I mean, it might occasionally might happen at midnight.
All right, so you heard it here first. First,
No,
Tom.
you heard it here first. First.
Tom is not necessarily a midnight toker.
But I could be. I'm not paying attention to the time.
Okay. For a math scientist,
Mhm.
it's weird that you don't have any clocks.
So just because I'm a math scientist, I have to be a time scientist as well.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that opens a whole different realm. So you're a word scientist, so that means you have to be a sentence scientist?
Interesting. I guess you're right.
Yeah.
You
don't want that
I guess they're not
responsibility.
mutually exclusive.
That's a lot extra, you know? And
Yeah.
it's and it changes everything.
Because prepositional phrases, they fuck me up.
Don't even get me started.
They fuck me up, dude. God. Have you ever just got fucked off of a prepositional phrase? Because it's happened to me.
No, but one time I got fucked by a prepositional phrase.
Dude, I'd love to hear about that.
Well, maybe next time. I don't know if we have time on this podcast.
Yeah. But when I listen to my iPod, you know, it's that first gen iPod. So I got all my early pop punk on there, dude.
Mm-hmm. Your Weezer.
I got my Weezer. I got my fucking No Effects, you know. I got all my guilty pleasure.
I love No Effects.
Do you?
Yeah, Noah? No Effects?
I don't know if I know Noah.
No Noah?
I don't know Noah.
You know no Noah?
No. But it makes me feel like a kid again listening to it. Yeah.
Does it?
Yeah.
In what kind of ways?
I mean, I think it's like when you listen to music that you've listened to growing up and you get a sort of nostalgia factor.
Okay, so
from
you get the little nostalgic feeling.
when you were a kid listening to the same music.
I wasn't sure if you meant like it made you feel like a kid again, where like all of a sudden you were like, I don't know how to tie my shoes.
Oh, you think
And you're like, I hope I put my butt. I may poopy everywhere. I need help.
you think I just listened to some pop punk and then I literally become
Well, you said it made
the same IQ as like a 5-year-old.
You said it made you feel like a kid again. So I was just trying to clarify on what you meant by that. Because, I mean, I don't think I'm crazy in thinking that that could be a possibility.
Well, you know, it releases my inner child. And I think that that's important. It's important to hold on to.
But you got to let it out occasionally. Get some air.
Exactly.
And that's a good advice from Bigzo to any of the listeners. If you have like a child that you're keeping, you know, metaphorically locked up inside, let them out occasionally.
Because
occasionally, don't let them get away.
if you don't use it, you lose it.
So let them out, get a little bit of fresh air, a little bit of exercise, and then lock them back up.
Right. And in skateboarding, I think it's important. I think you need to have this sort of child whimsy to you to, not become so rigid and just
jaded
about the whole thing and worried about becoming a quote unquote grown up. Do you think if we were worried about becoming quote unquote grown up, we would even be doing this podcast right now?
No, obviously not. Look at us.
That's what I'm saying.
All the Patreon viewers are looking at us right now. We would not be doing it. Or maybe we would be just in a much bigger podcast studio.
Oh, you're right.
You know?
Nevertheless,
Maybe a pool in there. Be nice to do it in the pool.
maybe a jacuzzi.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of would prefer a pool right now just because how warm it is.
Maybe we should do a sauna
We could do a sauna episode.
and just sweat it out.
Just sweat it out.
the entire episode.
Dude, sweating it out to the oldies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So point being, long story short, I think we should find a guest.
That's a good idea.
And I think this guest should have some sort of, I don't know, let's say an affinity to that same sort of childlike nature that I'm speaking of.
And also, they should be cool so they can cool us down.
That's true.
That would be nice.
And also, they should skate. Because this is a skateboard podcast.
Okay, I forgot about that. So it's good that you brought that up. Because I had a bunch of people lined up. None of them even probably know what skating is.
Okay. Well, if we find somebody that fits all of this criteria, I think we'll be back shortly.
Okay.
After this.
Yeah.
After a long week of work, I like to relax by trimming my bonsai tree. And when that starts to really piss me off, I crack open an ice-cold Clown Shoes brand Zen Garden New England India Pale Ale. Nothing helps realign my chakras like the full-bodied hazy flavor of a Clown Shoes brand Zen Garden IPA. And nothing helps me focus on my bonsai garden. Nothing helps me focus more than a Clown Shoes brand Zen Garden IPA. The combination of wheat and oat in a malt bill, plus a steady stream of hop additions, makes for
God.
No, this is bad. Oh my God, it's bleeding so much. Oh my God, I think my blood's really thin because of the 7% IPAs I've been drinking. Yeah, call my mom. Please call my mom. To find out more about Clown Shoes Beer and where you can get it, visit www.clownshoesbeer.com.
Yeah.
And we are back.
Oh, we are back in. Bigzo? That was a good break.
Oh, my God. That break?
Mhm.
One of those breaks you dream about.
That's what I thought you were going to say.
Yeah.
I had a feeling you were going to mention dreaming about breaks because you know that Tom here, I do a lot of dreaming about breaks.
Frequently.
Almost exclusively.
Yeah.
And it's starting to become an issue.
Have you seen a therapist?
No, they won't. They've all turned me away. They say, listen, we just can't. We are tired of hearing about these breaks.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Oh, they must have put in the doctor's notes and they share them to the other therapists.
They're probably the same people that keep hitting up the Fancy Lad podcast Instagram saying that they're tired about hearing about the breaks.
I know. Well, it goes on for way too long whenever we come back from one.
Well, I feel like it's something worth sharing.
Yeah. But you know something else worth sharing?
Oh.
So I'm cracking into this Clown Shoes brand beer here.
Oh.
Sponsor of the podcast.
That looks like a good Clown Shoes brand beer. Which one is that, by the way?
This is the Haze Cake.
Oh, that's the Haze Cake.
Oh, no, my bad. It's the Mango Farm.
Oh, it's the Mango Farm.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, yeah, I think we can work with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm glad to say that we found somebody, a guest to be on the podcast. Not only did we find a guest, but we found a legendary skater.
I don't know how we did it.
I don't know how he did it. And it fit every criteria.
How do we pull this off?
Well, I want somebody with a childlike whimsy to them.
Mm-hmm.
And so I searched kid.
Right.
And the kid popped up.
Okay, so that makes sense.
So without further ado, let's introduce our very special guest, Jason Adams, a.k.a. The Kid. Thanks for being on the podcast.
Oh, well, thanks for having me. No problem.
And
Let's do it.
yeah, so right off the bat, I mean, you probably don't know this, but it's been a goal of ours to have every single Black Label rider and every single Zero rider on the podcast. But let's focus on the Black Label because
Right, we're working on it.
yeah,
Well, that's a big job. There's a lot of them.
it's true. And oddly enough, you know who we started with? Patrick Nagy.
Oh, okay.
So it, not
Got
necessarily a rider,
But we got our foot in the door.
exactly.
Gotcha.
Because, and I've said this time and time again, for me personally, Label Kills is definitely in my top 5 favorite skate videos of all time. And so many others, but it's almost, it's kind of weird that I mentioned it in the Jankum article, and I've mentioned it so many times that now the Vert Button, the podcast, they wanted to do an episode with me, and they insisted, because I was such a fanatic, that we did the label kills.
Mm-hmm.
So
that was a fun time and a life-changing video for me. That's for sure.
it changed my life as well. I mentioned to you when we talked to you, gave you a call in the Benton episode, the John Benton episode.
Yeah.
That
Stoop.
F you Stoop, exactly.
Yeah.
That it was the first time that I'd seen a Wally and blew my mind. And then I immediately went out and learned that trick. It was the first time I saw a slappy too, but I wasn't, for some reason, the slappy didn't click for me. I recently learned them because
you were still too young.
I recently learned them because of
Have to
FU
age
Stoop.
into it, for
Actually,
sure.
Yeah, I was way too young. Fisk actually taught me the first slappy where, see, there's a little bit of debate about the slappy because Fisk says the slappy is actually a power slide into the 50-50 because you have your feet on the bolts when you do the slappy, and so you power slide into it. And F.U. Stoop, John Benton, says that's not how the first slappy was done. You hit it with your front wheel and get your front truck on first and then guide the back truck on it. So I don't know which one you
Benton's
consider.
right.
Benton's right.
Yeah. The power slide has nothing to do with the sloppy. It's all just about running into the curb. Front truck first.
Front truck first, and he says catching the curve of the wheel. I don't know. You know how wheels are flat, and then they start to curve, and then they go flat again? He says it's all about catching that curve of the wheel.
Yeah, to get up the curb.
Yep.
Well, I don't know. My skateboard style is definitely knuckle dragging. So it's all just slam, like push. I don't even like try to break it down. Like I have to hit it at this angle, so the wheel, the cone of the wheel or whatever, hits the curb in the right way. I'm just like, no, just go faster and hit it harder.
Yeah, you don't think of
as I drag my knuckles to the curb.
Yeah. Right. And how are those knuckles looking right now? How are those knuck puppies?
I've been working too much. I haven't been skating, so they're not bloody.
Oh, okay. Well.
Yeah,
got to give them a break occasionally.
Yeah. I'm ready. I'm ready to get back out. I've been staring at my board the last couple of days.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Are you still currently riding for Black Label?
Yeah, I am.
Awesome.
Yeah, totally. I still a few boards out.
I wouldn't want. It would be a damn shame if that tattoo went to waste.
Yeah. No, I still talk to John probably 2 times a week. Not only do I write for label, we're like really close friends, so we talk all the time.
Yeah. How's he doing?
He's doing good. He's busy.
Yeah. Nice.
Hell yeah.
Just got a new warehouse. He was running it out of his house for a while, and it just started to grow again, so he had to get a warehouse. So he's been busy getting acclimated to that, and
Yeah. We've been running the Fancy Lad company out of our house for like 10 years, so I'm dreaming of the day that it gets big enough for a warehouse.
Yeah.
And all the money we did make, we blew on this studio for the podcast.
It's true.
So.
It's a bummer. But what are you going to do? Easy come, easy go.
Yeah. Easy come, easy go.
But the label kills part, just a few more things about it. I mean, yeah, you have that sort of style that's very, like, sort of almost, I mean, I call it kind of a little bit of a surf style. It reminds me of, Zacher, who used to be on the team, where it gets really down low. But, when that part came out, like I said, because I hadn't seen any of those tricks before, I considered you a very creative skater. I don't know if you consider yourself that. Because, I mean, looking back now, though, you were doing tricks that probably you learned 10 years before that. So it was probably just creative to me because it was so, for the time, out of step.
It was more just like you were doing whatever you wanted to do, and that was something that was not
but it was
necessarily.
But it was more of an old school type approach. Like,
right, yeah,
for sure.
Like rubbish heap or something that I had never seen before at the time. So it was all so new to me that I was like, wow, this guy is groundbreaking.
They were all the one thing that I got a kick out of, because I grew up skating in the 80s. I started in like 85, something like that. I never really left that time because that was my favorite time. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I always wanted to take what I grew up with, but try to apply it to a modern like platform, if you know what I mean. Yeah. And so like, if you're going to wally something, try to wally down something bigger, or, you know, or do a line to something, but throw in slappies, you know. I don't know. I just, I would say you're right. I definitely, my strong points is being more like thinking out of the box. Yeah. And there's two reasons for that. It's one, because I wanted to be in the skateboard game and I wanted to be a pro skater. And I knew I couldn't really compete because I'm coming up with dudes like Danny Way and Guy Mariano and like that era. And I was like, you know, I can't go out and try to do what everyone else is doing, but I didn't even want to. Right. You know, because like during that time, I was all into punk rock and shit like that. And I like going against the grain. It was fun for me to do something different. And I got a kick out of it. So it was a mix of like necessity and what made me happy. And I remember years and years later, I had a conversation with Mike Vallely. We were in some beer garden in Texas somewhere. And I told him about like my time in skateboarding. And I was like, you know what? I never looked at skateboarding as like a competitive thing or like a job or anything like that. I was just like, I just want to put out my point of view, and I want to put out like something different. And that's what I enjoyed and got a kick out of. Just like doing, like, this is me, not like I'm trying to compete with everyone, but this is my personality. This is me on and off the board. And that's what I'm putting out there. And it's probably why I got into art and stuff like that, because it was more of an expression activity than it was a physical or competitive activity. Right. So that was my thinking from early on. And fortunately, Black Label just was the perfect, because that's what I had always been doing for years. But Black Label was just the perfect like stage that everything came together where people actually took note and appreciated it for the first time.
Right. They actually gave you an outlet for that.
Yeah. And John understood it and knew how to put it together. Right. You're only as good as the director you're working with, you know?
That's true.
So he saw what I was doing and fully like gassed it, like fully was just like, keep doing what you're doing. I love it. Don't even think twice. Because in the past with people I've worked for or worked with, you know, it was always kind of like, yeah, that's cool, but where's the handrail photo? Or, you know, like that kind of stuff. Yeah. So John was just full on like, do your thing. I love it.
Well, it fits in perfectly with the punk ethos, you know. And I mean, honestly, even though, Black Label, it was a big brand, but like I couldn't really think of a brand growing up that was more punk than Black Label. Oh, yeah. Just based on the riders that rode for the company. Like you, Jubb, Ben Gilly, just these kind of almost like hometown heroes. Not even you as much as Jubb and Ben Gilly, but I mean, maybe you consider yourself a hometown hero, but I feel like characters that wouldn't normally get the sort of spotlight all being in the same video because just having such unique styles of skating.
That's Black Label in a nutshell.
Yeah.
Like we were always the underdogs, you know, we were always like the misfits within a group of misfits. You know what I'm saying? Like, for sure. Like, definitely. And even before the whole Label Kills era, like Black Label and then Lucero Limited before that was always that kind of punk rock mentality of like the underground, the anti-heroes of skateboarding kind of like mentality. And it still is today. Nothing's changed with Black Label whatsoever.
Yeah, I love it. I bought a a barcode Black Label shirt from Eastern Border just because of the sheer nostalgia of Label Kills.
Yeah, the only other companies we let riders represent are Label and Zero.
Yeah.
That's it. We have a strict policy over here.
Zero's more of a straight handrail company, but I do like their art direction, and I do think that they are...
Hey, you can't get down on someone for having a classic Zero shirt. That's
exactly.
For sure. You know what I mean?
Oh, no. When Zero came out and those first few videos came out, I was like a huge fan.
How could you not be?
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah. I mean, because those videos changed the skateboard scene as well, you know, with this whole new kind of attitude and edge to it. I loved it. I used to watch those videos over and over and over and over again. The first one was my favorite, the short one with Aaron Harrison and
Thrill of It All.
Lopez and all that.
Yeah. Where Lopez skates to the Rolling Stones.
Yeah. It was so different at the time.
R.I.P. the drummer.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Charlie something.
It was definitely something.
Yeah.
I forget what it was, though. He definitely had a name. I think he had two, a first and a last.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably.
Sorry for trying to get topical here.
That's probably a pretty safe guess.
But I gotta say, even without knowing, like I remember one of the first times I went into the Coliseum. This is at its original location.
Mm-hmm.
The boards that stuck out to me were obviously the flip boards and the Black Label boards.
Mm-hmm.
Those were always just like the label boards were always felt like I was like, oh, like I hope my mom doesn't see me looking at that board. Even though there was nothing inappropriate about it, my mom is like, first board my dad got me had, I think I don't know what brand the wheels were, but he told me that he got me wheels with like a naked lady on them, and my mom like freaked out and made him bring them back and like switch them out just for like they were just like team logo like Bones wheels, which they were good,
yeah,
you know. But I would have liked the boobies at that point for sure.
But
my mom was the same way.
Yeah.
But one more thing about the Black Label Zero connection. Did you notice that Jamie Thomas redid your intro for Label Kills in
Oh yeah. Oh, that's a good question.
I think it was
good job.
I think it was Dying to Live.
Only because someone told me about it.
Yeah.
I didn't see it. I didn't see it or something.
Yeah, I didn't know if you ever had a conversation with him being like, "Hey, your intro looks pretty familiar, huh?" Yeah.
No, because you know what? Honestly, I don't really give a shit.
Also, it's not like those intros were obviously they were an homage to a genre, you know.
Well, Good, the Bad, the Ugly.
I don't know.
Ennio Morricone.
I don't. Okay, I might talk a little shit right now.
Dude, do it. This is the place.
Jamie is a very bright person and a super talented skateboarder, but a lot of times I watched him. I don't think he's the most creative-minded person.
Mm-hmm.
He's what he likes, and he knows how to regurgitate it.
Yeah.
Osmosis Jones.
I didn't really. I kind of took it as a pat on the back, to be honest. And I don't really get any. I don't, like I said, I don't really give a shit, and I don't get freak out about stuff like that. But Casual Barry told me he called him out when they were on tour for Circa or something like that.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah, Casual.
I mean, I guess imitation's the greatest form of flattery, right?
Exactly. Like I'm just like, whatever. I don't care. My video came out first, so what does it matter?
Exactly.
Winner.
The ender for Label Kills, was that like was that a big mission? Because that clip, when I saw it growing up, blew my mind so much that it just shattered like what I thought of a hammer in skating, just because of the spot alone. I was like, I didn't even think that could be, you know, growing up, you're a very impressionable youth, and you're like, I didn't think anything like this could be possible on a skateboard. I didn't know if it was just something that you were passing by on tour, or if it was like a spot that you'd seen for years.
Or something maybe that you hit up Steve Berra and you're like, yo, Berra, I need you to build a spot for me.
Exactly.
It was a bit of a mission because to get to it, you have to like cross an expressway. So I had to like stand on the island and wait for traffic, hoping the cops won't drive by. The ground was really rough, but so it was a bit of a mission. But I went and did it. I went and shot it for Slap, and I didn't have a video guy, so I did it once.
Whoa!
And then I had to go back to film it, and it took me 3 different times to get it, just because I got kicked out, or whatever. It just didn't work out.
Right.
But it was a bit of a mission, just due to the fact of where it's located.
Damn.
Yeah.
And you're like fighting traffic, so you only can go every few minutes or whatever.
Is that a spot you would just like scoped out driving by, like just something you're just like, oh shit?
No, a filmer buddy of mine brought me there one day.
Damn.
And like, check this out, and I was just like, holy
he kicked
shit.
you out of the car, and he's like, "You're not getting a ride home until you fucking
Yeah.
do it. We need the photo for
No, at
Slap
first
by 8 a.m."
No, at first I was like, oh shit, okay. I had to like wrap my brain around it, and then I went back and tried it. But it took me a while the first few times I tried it because I thought I needed rails. So I had rails, but you had to like get inside, and it was a very sharp edge, so it would like burn these lines in my rails. Like when I was going down, I could smell the plastic burning.
Damn.
And like, so then it started creating all these notches in my rails. So like, I would go try it, and then I would get locked into a wrong.
Yeah, if you weren't in the right notch, you're fucked.
Yeah, because the weight would be off. So finally, the rails broke off, and then after the rails broke off, I made it.
Yeah,
Hell
you just needed the straight wood.
I just needed the wood. Yeah,
You just need to let that black label deck breathe.
Exactly.
Like, finally, I'm free of my binds.
Exactly.
Do you have a favorite part of your own? And did you also pick that Devil Went Down to Georgia song? I'm just curious.
Oh, Charlie Daniels Band.
Yeah.
I think that's my favorite part is Label Kills. And I did not pick, Lucero picked that song.
Well, I agree. It is also my favorite part of yours.
It is a very good one. And it makes sense that you didn't pick the song, but do you like the song? It's a great song for that part. It goes fucking great.
When John brought it up, I was just like, hell yeah, sounds great.
I feel like the best parts are ones where the skaters don't pick the song, but still like the song. You know, there's got to be some sort of mutual, some sort of common ground, some sort of compromise. Yeah.
Yeah, there needs to be. And like when we did the Enjoi video, Matt just had me give him like 6 songs. And then he went through those 6 songs and then figured out the best one that he thought he could edit to. So that works out better because it's hard to step away from yourself and see what works best because you just have your personal opinions of what you want, but you're not in the editing room like putting everything together. So it's better to step away and just let the people that do what they do what they do.
Yeah. And I love how you did the double flip to Fakey in the Label Kills part. You know, you don't see you do that many flip tricks really in general, but then
no, I don't do a lot. I mean, in the early 90s, I did them a lot, and then I got frustrated, and then I just like, why? I don't have to do this shit.
But then
the board doesn't have to flip.
In the Bag of Suck part, you do 2 kick flips on flat that are 2 of the best kick flips I've ever seen. So it's just kind of nice that you have that
good.
sort of.
It's good that they're good because that's about all I got.
Yeah.
He said you didn't have to do them. He didn't say when he does them. They're not perfect.
I used to be able to do the switch kick flips and switch backside 180 flips and nollie flips and all that crap, and I just got over it.
Yeah.
I just like to run into things and go fast.
So you sent him both the Joe Strummer and the Elvis song.
No, I didn't send him the Elvis song. I sent him the Joe Strummer song and a bunch of other songs I don't even remember. I think there was a Bad Religion song, maybe. But he picked the Strummer one, which I thought was a great pick.
That was a great pick.
And then he just added the Elvis.
Because he knew because the portrait behind you that you liked Elvis.
Love Me Tender.
Yeah. I do love Elvis.
You think Elvis is the first punk rocker?
No, I think Hank Williams was.
Nice. Not 2 or 3 though.
1.
Yeah, exactly.
Hank won.
Hank won.
Yeah.
Because he's a rambling man, you know?
Yeah.
People always thought that
Elvis might
of...
be the original Britney.
Spears?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah, he wasn't allowed to tour outside of the U.S. because his manager wasn't allowed to leave the country because of, like, illegal shit. Yeah.
Yeah, the Colonel was an illegal citizen.
So he was only allowed to do pretty much what his manager, who was this fucking weird dude, could allow him to do. So that's the reason. That's the reason he probably died on the toilet.
Yeah, because the Colonel took it. The Colonel took advantage of him and made bad deals for cash because he had a gambling problem and always needed fast cash.
Right.
It's tough having a gambling problem.
You know what they say? Big money, big cars.
Yep.
Who the fuck you think you are?
I always thought it was weird. People always said that it's weird that you skated for Enjoi and had a part in that video, but I thought it made complete sense.
Yeah, I
I
thought
was
it
like,
fit
have you
perfectly.
seen the tilt mode videos?
Yeah, right.
Which are some of my... Which I gotta say, these are all... I'm talking about all of my favorite videos growing up right now. Bag of Suck, Man Down, first tilt mode video.
Label Kills, obviously.
Label Kills, obviously. I don't even know really what my question is, but did you like skating for Enjoi at the time?
No, I loved skating for Enjoi.
Yeah.
And I get why people think that because visually it looks like rainbows and unicorns and that kind of shit.
Yep.
Right, well, they had the kitten and the rainbow graphic.
But when you really look at it, it was fucking raw and down and dirty. Enjoi was.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, to me, Enjoi was very punk rock, even though they didn't claim punk rock. And visually, it wasn't punk rock.
They were just more of the fun-loving punk rock.
Well, they were fun-loving, but if you look at those ads, and if you remember some of the ads and a lot of the messaging with Enjoi, they are taking the piss out of skateboarding.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
They were calling out everybody that they thought was full of shit.
Yeah.
And mixed with the fact that Enjoi and Tilt Mode's all like based in San Jose. So these were the guys that even skating for Black Label and filming for Black Label, I was going and skating and filming with the Enjoi crew and the Tilt Mode crew. So I was just looking to do something different because I'd always been on these underground kind of band or brands or whatever.
Right.
I'm like, it would be cool. Like, I'm getting older and I've just been doing the same thing for so long. And it would be cool to do something different and hang out and just travel with my friends and who I hang out with all the time and skate with all the time.
Yeah.
Right.
And I was like, it'd just be cool to do something different.
Yeah.
And but to me, Enjoi was punk as fuck due to their overall fuck you attitude to the skateboard industry.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was cool.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. You know, I mean, we're big. I mean, I guess we're big Enjoi fans because we're just big Tilt Mode fans in general. We're big fans of that crew and their whole like just general vibe of just having fun and doing whatever the fuck they want.
And Mark Johnson, Louis Barletta, and Jerry Sue is just such a powerful trio.
It's actually
like,
unfair that really all those people have to be from the same area. You can't spread them out around the country. Give people a little love other places.
Technically, Mark Johnson's from North Carolina.
Oh, thank God! Thank God.
As specified in Modus Operandi.
He moved to San Jose, but then he ended up moving to San Jose and hooking up with those dudes. Louis is actually from like Modesto, which is Central Valley.
We used to live in Ceres, right next to Modesto.
He's actually from another little town right outside of Modesto, Patterson.
Oh, okay, Patterson.
Yeah. But then he moved to San Jose to go to San Jose State when he was like college age or whatever. Louis Barletta is older than me.
That's what I heard. He's secretly, I don't know his age. Maybe you could tell it. But I've heard.
I'm going to be 48 next month.
Mm-hmm.
He's like 6 months older than me.
Wow. That's awesome.
So the bowl cut is what keeps you young.
Yeah, pretty much.
Or maybe it's because he's a Taurus.
And
he's a tourist? Oh, malt liquor as well. Damn.
Yeah, malt liquor too. Yeah.
Yeah, Enjoi did seem like, it's kind of strange how Enjoi did seem like such a party crew, but it had such a different vibe, like rather than Baker, which is like kind of the other party crew.
Yeah.
Like Baker's so much like hijinks and kind of like don't want to tell your mom about it. And then Enjoi, yeah, maybe it's just because the art direction just seems so fun-loving and like, yeah, we might party and get fucked up, but hey, it's all in good fun.
But look, we got a car made out of a cardboard.
Yeah, that we jumped down the stairs with.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No, it's like the Baker guys were more like dirty gutter party, and your mom, don't tell your mom about us, and Enjoi's more like fun-loving, get wasted, we'll make out with your mom.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, tell your mom about us. Yeah, here's our number. Yeah.
I love it. Were you, I mean, I guess, the Man Down video, that's actually probably my favorite video, even though I love I do put Bag of Suck on my top 5 more than Man Down. But
no, I mean, Man Down, you like Man Down more than Bag
but
of
I
Suck,
probably, growing up, Man Down definitely had more of an influence.
Okay, you probably put more hours in, at least.
Yeah. As an impressionable youth.
Man Down was first, right?
Yeah.
So it was Man Down first, so that was more impactful, and then Enjoi video would have just been kind of like a recreation ish.
It's like the Man Down, but it seems more serious.
It's like a spin-off, very close to the original.
Yeah.
It's not like, it's more like Laverne and Shirley to Happy Days as opposed to Mork and Mindy to Happy Days, which is like, Mork and Mindy's like, how'd you get here?
Yeah, I think the Man Down was probably a little more of like everyone hanging out and just filming, and then the Enjoi video was people were like trying to like take the opportunity to like make their mark, and like especially with Jerry and Louie and stuff like that, like they were really serious about it, where I think in the Tiltman videos everyone's just out getting drunk and having fun, and whatever happened happened.
It's still making one of the best videos of all time.
I would
was
have loved if it was still, I mean, I guess you got a lot more crew riders in that video, but I would have loved if it was still just Man Down was just branded as a Enjoi video.
I mean, and obviously in Bag of Suck, I was waiting for that Doug Shoemaker part.
Mm-hmm. Everyone was.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone wanted to see a backtail Varel flip out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, that wasn't even Doug Shoemaker. That was Jesse Erickson.
Oh, who else has? Who has the first? Paul Sharp's in the first one too. Paul Sharp skates the.
Yep.
Fucking.
Did they
Semi and Angel?
Did they try to film a bunch of skits that didn't make the cut for Bag of Suck, or was it just like they weren't even gonna try that?
I don't think they were really. I don't remember talk of skits at all. I think people were pretty much totally focused on just trying to get their footage. And then they just wanted to create the transition stuff. And they wanted to do like original intros and not use any digital programming or anything like that.
I really love that.
Yeah, it is really cool.
Everything was filmed, but I don't really know. Like during that time, like I was not in the same position as everyone else in the crew. I had a kid and I had another one along the way. So I was like living in like a whole nother universe than the rest of the crew.
Yeah.
So they were probably meeting and talking about stuff all the time. And I was just like, I don't even care. You guys do whatever you want to do. Let me know when you need me. Like, you absolutely need me, you know?
Yeah.
And so I wasn't like in the mix for everything because I was in like suburban dad mode. So
hence your
I
intro.
probably yeah, that's where my idea came from. Totally.
Yeah. You're like, I want to look like a 50s dad who just drinks High Life and listens to Elvis. Is that so much to ask?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's pretty much how I was living though.
Yeah.
But I skateboarded for a living. Like that's kind of odd, but
yeah. Odd for a 50s
but,
dad.
That would be weird
yeah,
for a 50s dad. Yeah.
Yeah. That would
All
be
right,
weird
Dottie,
for a
off
50s
to
dad.
the office again. I'll see you tonight for dinner. Fucking mad perf tray flip down the sidewalk. Milkman's like, oh, Terry, you're off to work today? Yes, I'll see you later on when you bring the evening milk.
Yeah.
We all love our evening milk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What was
But
the
I missed out on a lot of probably conversations about things because I was living in a different world.
Yeah.
Than the majority of than everyone else.
Yeah. What was the
And now my daughter's 21 and my younger 15.
Oh,
Holy shit.
well,
They're old
congratulations.
now. Oh, my God.
I know.
Okay. So Bag of Suck came out
I'm
in
an old man.
2006. Yeah, okay. So that makes perfect sense, actually.
Man, that makes
Yeah,
I was gonna
when
say
crazy.
I was gonna say they're older than how long I've been skating, but that's not true. So now I feel like an old man.
Yeah, right? Yeah, it's like, wait a
Well-
minute. Damn it.
Yeah, well, my soon-to-be ex-wife was pregnant with Lux, my youngest, during like when we went to the premiere. She was like ready to have Lux.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What was the What was the first? I mean, the earliest video part that I remember you from was the Scarecrow video. And was that the company that you were on before you got on Black Label?
Okay, I've had a longer run than that. The first video I was in, like I turned pro for Think Skateboards.
Really,
dude?
Were you in a Think video?
92.
I was in the very first Think video called Partners in Crime.
I have not seen that one. The first one I saw was Damage.
We're going to have to find a copy of Partners
Well,
in Crime.
I mean, we're talking like, how old were you in 1992?
I was 5 years old.
And I was 4.
Okay, so probably why you haven't seen it.
Yeah. But
Whoa,
I mean,
whoa. I was 4 and he was 5. We knew what.
Listen,
tapes
we've
were.
seen plenty of old videos, though. Okay,
I
it's just
know,
that one
I know,
flew
I'm
under
just
the
saying,
radar.
bro.
Yeah.
Okay, you're right. It does make sense. He's got a point.
Yeah. I mean, we're huge fans of the old Plan B videos. You know, H Street, Powell, old. You know, all those videos. But I did not see that particular Think video. Was it how?
We were
And
slaves to
you-
what we
you-
had,
you
what we
skated-
had available. You know.
Okay, so it was Think, and then it was definitely another company before Scarecrow.
No,
Was it
okay.
GNS?
So this is how it went down. I actually, my first sponsor was Santa Cruz, and then I ended up getting on Think. It was a brand new company, and I went and did that, and then I went to SMA, which is kind
SMA,
of going back
yeah.
to Santa.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, NHS did it at the time. Russ Pope was the brand manager for SMA when I was on SMA.
Oh,
Yeah.
Russ Pope.
Boston local Russ Pope,
Yelling
Yeah.
at Russ Pope.
who works for Converse, runs transportation.
Transportation
Yeah.
unit. Yeah.
Yep. And then he got NHS to start Creature, and I went to Creature.
Mm-hmm.
So me and Barker Barrett were the first two pros for Creature.
Damn.
Yell exit
And,
Barker Barrett. Somebody told me once that he's a big fan of Fancy Lad, so I'm going to give him a big yell exit.
Yeah, I love Barker Barrett. He's one of my favorite people I've met skateboard.
Awesome.
But and after that, Russ split to do Scarecrow on his own, and I left with him to do Scarecrow because me and Russ just got along like thick as thieves, you know.
Mhm.
Right.
And then from there, I wrote for Sonic for real quick, and then after that, it was Black Label.
Sonic was that Simon Woodstock's company?
No,
or did he just ride for them?
He just rode for him. It was I don't know. You guys weren't around the '80s, but Coy O'Brien was a pro from the '80s.
Mm-hmm.
Him and his brother did it, and it was out of San Jose. Louis Barletta rode for it.
Nice.
So did Matt Eversole.
I remember the One Louder video. Oh wait, Matt Eversole rode for them?
Yeah.
Is that what you said? Sick.
Yeah, the One Louder video was the Sonic video. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty cool.
Yep. So then it's a Black Label, and then Enjoi, and then back to Black Label.
Yeah. Do you ever go on tour with Simon Woodstock?
Yeah.
Nice. I don't know. People always ask me all the time about Simon Woodstock because
they always associate Fancy Lad with Simon Woodstock.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and they think that what we're doing is all branched off of Simon Woodstock. So
no,
no. My very first sponsor was Winchester Skate Shop, and that was Simon Woodstock's, him and his family's skate shop here in town.
Oh, really?
And
so
then
you owe a huge debt of gratitude to him.
Well, I mean, me and Simon have been friends forever. Like, I've lived with him multiple times in different houses over all the years and everything.
Nice.
We were just grew up in the same area, you know.
Yeah, I mean, he seems like an individual.
Oh, I would. That's easily said. Yes.
Yeah. The first creative clown skater, you know. So I just gotta give respect, you know, props where props are due, you know.
Oh, absolutely.
No, I got a real kick out of it, and I helped him do a lot of his props and photo shoots when he needed someone to shoot an arrow at his whatever, or roll a bowling ball or whatever. Like, we're always doing crazy stuff.
You're always down to help.
Whatever.
With the clownery.
Yep. I was always down to help be the clown support.
You gotta have a good homie that's down for that shit.
Yeah.
You know? Which is something that's like, we always had a bunch of good homies that were down for the clownery. And now it's just getting a little bit more difficult to find people that are down. But we still got them.
Yeah, well, you know, after doing it for so many years...
we did all kinds of shit. I mean, I remember shooting the sequence where we rode next to each other.
I remember that! 360 flip, and he jumped on the board.
360 flip. Yep. And then there was one where he rode and then ollied off a ledge, and I hit the board and flipped it, and he landed on it. We're always doing crazy shit like that.
Yeah, the double skating, yeah. Matt does that all the time with the hand flip assist.
Oh yeah, Matt's very good. If you don't feel like skating but you still want to flip in or out of tricks, you just tell Matt.
Just get your homeboy.
Yeah, you say, "Hey man, I'm gonna slappy nose slide and I don't know, do like a 360 flip out for me or something." I don't know.
Yeah,
he'll hook it up hard.
I'm feeling a little tired today. I need a little help.
Yeah. No, I mean the 360 flip double person trick stood out to me because I'm always on the hunt for the creative trick that I hadn't seen before. That's why I love the tilt mode videos too, because I was always on the hunt for an NBD, and it was just something that a new way of thinking about skating that I had never seen before.
Right.
And
and especially with Louis.
Yeah, Louis is my favorite.
Yeah. Louis,
I gotta say.
Louis the best.
Yeah. Did you become quick friends with Dan Drehobel because you were like, hey, Dan, I used to skate for Think. You used to skate for Think. Let's be friends.
We became friends before that. Because I've always been... Well, Dan was someone like... There were certain people in skateboarding that I would instantly gravitate towards and get along with. Mm-hmm. And it usually had to do with who goes to whatever bar.
Nice.
Right. So you go to the contest or you go wherever, and then like some dudes are like, you know, maybe the Plan B dudes are going off to some blingy something. I was always at some dive bar or something, you know what I mean? And then there's Drehobel, Chris Pastris. Like there was always Lucero.
Yellow
It was always like the same cast of characters, you know. But I was always a huge Jehovah fan, and I think we just kind of fanned out on each other early on. So I've been friends with him forever, and it really had nothing to do with Think or anything like that. It was just like-minded people that like to drink cheap beer and get dirty.
Oh hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I mean, Jehovah's he's a Maynard, right?
Yeah, he's a New Englander.
Yeah, he's a New Englander, so he knows how to get down
and dirty.
Yeah, he knows how to get down. Yeah.
What was the bar that you two would go to?
Oh no, it was. I don't even know. It was like whenever there was a skateboarding event. So it's like whatever contest you go to, or when you go to the trade show, it's like the people that are always in the beer garden, or you go to the contest, and then certain people go to this bar, certain people go to this bar. So we were always just end up at the strip bar or the down and out kind of, if there was a punk show or if there was just like a dive bar or whatever. It was in different cities all over, you know?
Yeah.
It's just
pretty much any bar that, whatever bar Danny Way was at.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Danny Way might have been there. I don't know. But it was usually the certain cast of characters that would go to the same kind of shit after the event. You know?
But you were trying to avoid the Plan B guys. I get it.
No.
I'm just kidding.
Because they're not all like that. Because you know what? Duffy was in our dirty crew.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Duffy stayed at the house.
Yeah, Duffy is a real one. He stayed at the Fancy Lad house. Almost probably 10 years ago.
Yeah, it was a while ago. Yeah.
And
but I'm not trying to like say like, oh, they were doing this. Like everyone's into different stuff, you know.
Right.
And they were just us more like dirty kind of like, I don't know, ruffians like that like to go to dirty dive bars and not try to go get strippers at some blingy club, you know.
Oh, absolutely. I mean? You're looking for the cheap PBR and the cheap high lifes and the fucking the pool table. Yeah, exactly. That's what you want.
Yeah, exactly.
You want to play pool with Matt Hensley? I get it.
That's true.
Yeah, totally. But I'm not trying to be like negative or talk shit at all. Like that's not what it is. But
no.
I tended to find myself in the same cast of characters at every event because we all were drawn to the same kind of atmosphere, I guess you could say.
I got nothing but love for the skate community. We're all cut from the same cloth. We're all we're all skate brethren. All right.
Absolutely.
And I mean, your love for punk rock. I mean, I got to ask: was Shepard Fairey kind of an inspiration for your stencil artwork at all?
No.
What was your main inspiration?
I mean, later when I saw what Shepard was doing, it was inspiring. But I started doing it out of necessity because I wanted to do my own board graphics. And I can't draw.
Mm-hmm.
I can't draw, and I can't, I'm horrible with the computer. I mean, I've learned a little bit to get by with what I need, but...
For Photoshop?
Photoshop and Illustrator and stuff, I can kind of knuckle drag through it, but I only need to do so much, so it works for me.
Yeah,
but
right. Same.
My main inspiration was I loved Rancid imagery.
The band or just Rancid imagery?
Like Rancid, like the band Rancid imagery.
Okay, yeah.
Right,
so it was the band, yeah.
All the Hellcat stuff and a lot of the stuff that was going on in the East Bay and punk in the early 90s.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just started like Xeroxing and stenciling things so I could piece together graphics.
Mm-hmm.
And with the limited amount of talent that I had, but I just wanted to do it. So I started stenciling a lot, and I really got into it, and I started getting more intricate. And then I found a book one day at like Barnes and Noble or something. It was like stencil art, and half of it was street art, and half of it was like gallery, kind of like fine art.
Mm-hmm.
And it blew my mind, like, because I didn't think like stenciling would be considered art whatsoever. It's just like this punk shit you do to like spray on your grip tape or something.
Yeah, to get an image somewhere quickly.
Yeah, just to get an image, and you can make a cool font, and it looks punk, and I could put together some board graphics and that kind of shit. And then when I saw that book, which Shepard was in it and multiple other people were in it as well, that's when I started thinking like more like, oh, I can make paintings doing this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So Shepard was inspiring, but I had already been doing it just on my own.
Yeah.
Just not on a fine art level, you know?
Yeah. It's just because he does the same sort of thing where he picks like punk icons and just kind of will do a stencil portrait of them. I guess the subject matter, the only reason why I was asking.
Yeah. No, and when I started doing that stuff, I was like, I have to figure out a way to make my shit look not like Shepard Fairey.
Right.
Because when I started cutting stencils, I just naturally was like, well, I want to learn how to do this. I'll do an Elvis portrait, or I'll do a Joe Strummer portrait, or I'll do a Johnny Cash portrait, just because it was what was in my mind all the time. But it makes sense that me and Shepard have like the same subject matter, because he's like 2 or 3 years older than me and grew up the exact same way I did. Like skateboarding, listening to punk rock. It's like what, like duh.
He made a skate video. I don't know if you've seen it.
Yeah, that's what you call parallel thought.
When I started trying to make paintings, I was like, I have to make sure not to look like Shepard Fairey, because he was already starting to be a big name, and I'm like, I can't look like a copycat.
Right. Well, it makes sense to, even if you're inspired, it makes sense to, emulate a style and make it your own, So,
yeah,
I mean, there's only so many things you can do. It's not like, you can't just reinvent the wheel for every single thing you do, especially if you're going to do it on a professional level.
Yeah, it's like I just recreate what inspires me and what I'm interested in. And me and Shepard happen to be interested in the same things.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I gotta say I saw you make a post of I think it's a Black Label series where it's a series of your it said custom boards. I don't know if you're doing them all by hand or if it's just that you did them and then they're silkscreen all of them, but they look amazing. They look really professional.
Which ones were they?
It was like a portrait series. It was like your most recent like board post on your Instagram. I wish I could think of somebody who it was. Let me look it up real quick. We'll cut out this silence. Don't worry.
Oh no! No! It's
this
staying
one right
in.
here.
No, it's staying in.
It's got Elvis. It's got Blondie. I don't know what the other ones aren't necessarily portraits. There's a Lucero graphic. I mean, I could just show you right here on the phone.
I can't see shit. Where's my glasses?
Can I see?
Here, show me again.
Oh yeah, they kind of look like the old Gon's Vision graphics.
Exactly. They kind of do look like the old Gon's Vision graphics.
Oh no! You know what those are?
Yep. What are they?
Okay, those are the I do runs of grip tape. Like I'll take boards and I do like art grip tape on them. So those are one-off, just like grip tape jobs I've done, and I sell them.
Oh wow!
Wait, damn!
These aren't.
No,
these aren't board graphics.
Those are the tops.
No, that's all grip tape.
Okay, but this last Jason Adams one, there where you signed it that says Jason Adams, that must be not a grip tape. That looks like a board.
Well, what it says right under it, Jason Adams. By the way, this is grip tape.
The one with the flaming guy, right here. That's not grip tape.
Yeah, we call. I think his actual name is Hot Willie. He's a World Industries guy. You got Wet Willie and you got Hot Willie.
No, so you can see like, so the way those pictures are taken, there's the top graphic, that's the grip tape, and the bottom graphic, that's the actual graphic.
Oh, okay. Now I get it. Okay, I'm
what I
sorry that I'm so stupid, but now I finally get it. And they both look amazing. I mean, like I was saying.
Yeah. So I'll just take black label boards, and then I'll grip them, like they're basically kind of like paintings.
Yeah.
And then I just sell them, and people buy them.
That's super dope.
That is sick. I didn't realize that's what that was, but that is
I
way
love that.
sicker. Yeah.
I was, you know what? I cut up 3 different colors of grip tape, and I was thinking about charging people for me doing a custom art grip job for selling on the Fancy Light website. But you probably charge way more than that for those custom grip jobs. I mean, way more than what I would charge.
I do 2 different kinds. I do ones that are meant to be ridden, and then I do ones that are meant to be like collector, like so that the ones that you just brought up are like the collector ones.
Yeah.
So those are wall hangers.
They seem really intricate. I was gonna say I would feel bad if I was skating on those.
No, those are the ones that I intend to sell as collectors. But then through my Slappy Hour store, I will just grip up some boards kind of quick, paint on them, and give them designs and stuff like that. But they're meant to be skated, and they're priced to be skated.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and
I do both.
Awesome.
Double down.
I love the Slappy Hour, and I love that you do the Slappy Hour, considering I consider you the Slappy godfather,
king of Slappies.
You know, who better than the most slappiest guy I know? When slappies are mentioned, they're like, yeah, Jason Adams label kills.
Yeah.
And then you do a slappy line in the God Save the label too. That's very reminiscent of the other label kills line.
I pretty much throw them in there, and I don't think there wasn't any in Bag of Suck, but all the other videos.
The Wally boards, the Wally front board slides blow my mind, especially the one down Clipper. I love that it's just such a famous spot doing the Wally front board slide. You know the one?
Yeah, totally.
That you did?
I remember that day very well.
You remember the one that you did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you did the Wally front board for like I think that was maybe your ender or the second to last trick in a Bag of Suck through the kink.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That for some reason I was thinking that Clipper. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
The one in Bag of Suck was way harder than Clipper.
Was it because of the kink?
It was the run up, and it was because the kink, and it was double sided, and the room for error was a lot higher than Clipper. Clipper is such a wide ledge, you could just like fall on it and slide down it.
Yeah, you just get up there, and your front truck's not over on Clipper, right?
Yeah,
it's just
exactly.
up on top of it. Yeah,
and there's a bunch of room there to where like you'll probably just fall on it and slide down it,
right,
or have time to fall over the other side. Where when you have like curbs and bushes and double sided and all that shit, then there's way more room for error. But yeah, the Bag of Suck one was way harder.
Yeah. That one, Clipper seems steeper. Clipper seems like you could kind of try just it and just like jump and bail to the bottom of the stairs almost.
Yeah, Clipper's steeper, but you kind of have your front wheels sliding, and I don't know. That one was weird too because you have like 2 pushes.
Yeah,
right.
Limited run up.
Yeah. I don't know. I always wanted to do a frontside Wally board slide down something, and then ended up doing that one in Bag of Suck, and then just recreated it in Label Kills because I was old and had run out of ideas.
Yeah, it's a weird trick. I honestly can't think of can you think of another skater that has done a Wally front board down like a hubba? I don't even know if I have lately. But maybe I'm out of touch. Maybe I haven't been watching.
Maybe.
Exactly. Yeah. When you pointed your foot on that manual to no comply flip out, was that intentional? Were you like, I'm going to point my foot straight on this manual and then I'm going to put my toe up for stees?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Because, okay, so the story behind that, you ever heard of a keep on trucking?
No.
I remember there was a photo of Jeff Grosso in like 1986 or maybe 1987. And he was on a mini ramp and he was doing a rock and roll fakie. And he did that keep on trucking. And it comes from like, I think it's like a Grateful Dead logo. And it kind of has this dude stepping and it says keep on trucking.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like the heels up, the toes are up. So Grosso had that photo in like 87 doing that. And in the wording, it's just like Jeff Grosso, keep on trucking, whatever. And it was just always in my brain. And then one day, we're skating a manual pad and I just thought it would be cool to do a manual keep on trucking.
Yeah. I love it.
That's fucking sick.
Where it came from. So it comes from Jeff Grosso.
Yeah. I would have loved also if that was just the only way that you knew how to manual and you were like, but then no, you also do the manual with the Wally 180 out where you don't do that in the same part. So
yeah.
And also it's kind of crazy to think during that part too. I think you nollie the first set and then you firecracker the second set, and firecrackers have become so popular too.
Right.
But I love how that was slow mode, like looking back, because it was like, and here's something you never saw before. He's slapping his tail on every step.
Yeah.
And now, of course, Matters Arps, Firecracker Del Toro,
Yeah. Oh, and like Richie Jackson, who I'm a big fan of, has just taken the firecracker to a whole nother level.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wanted to have certain things from my part. Like I wanted to try to be modern, jump on a rail and jump on a hubba and flip my board a bit and shit like that. But I wanted to have those little things in there that were just kind of like, fuck off, like this is who I am.
Yeah, like I don't give a fuck what you think about it.
Don't take skateboarding so seriously. Like don't take skateboarding so seriously.
Right.
I wanted to have those few points of like making a point of that.
And Ragdoll must have a debt of gratitude for you. Then getting on Black Label and doing the gap out to firecrackers.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was amazing.
Yeah. Love that guy.
Yep.
And also, what a front rock you have. I'm just going to tell you that real quick. I think of the front side rock and roll, I think Jason Adams.
Yeah, quintessential front rock.
Yeah.
Is what they'd say.
Picture perfect. Picture perfect.
Well, thank you. Fortunately, I've been gifted with frontside rock and rolls.
Yeah.
And who's giving these out? Who's gifting these?
What's that?
Who's gifting these exactly? Because I would like to obtain some.
No fucking clue.
Oh, damn it. God damn it.
The gods.
Yeah, the skate gods.
Oh, I'll just hit them up. I'll send them a message tonight. I'm sure they'll square it away for me. They seem very effective.
I can do frontside rock and rolls better than I can do backside rock and rolls.
It's
which
like,
makes no sense. It makes no sense whatsoever.
It's like our tall, lanky friend Peter, who coincidentally
Yeah.
is also you're one of his favorite skaters. Same thing.
And
You
also,
know?
where's he
Funny
from?
how that works out.
Where's he from? San Diego?
Yeah.
Santa Cruz.
Santa Cruz, that's right.
Yeah.
But I've always been backwards. Like when I was a kid, like everyone else, like instantly went backside. Like I'm gonna learn backside airs on the half pipe. I learned frontside airs. I'm gonna learn backside 360s off the jump ramp. I learned frontside 360s off the jump ramp.
Yeah.
I'm doing street plants. We're doing street plants, and I didn't even realize it, but I'm like doing frontside inverts on the street because I'm like completely dyslexic and retarded,
Yeah.
and like don't even like just kind of always do things this backwards way. I've just always been like that.
Out of step.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And it's not always helpful.
I love it. Hey, you know, I love the, like, were you talking for the Rancid art? Were you talking about their album artwork, like and Out Come the Wolves? I know I'm tossing this out left field.
Well, no, I'm pretty much all their art is very consistent. It was always very Xeroxed, stencil lettering, spray paint, spray shit everywhere.